How to Outmaneuver and Outsmart Anyone by Landon T. Smith is a comprehensive guide on developing the strategic mindset and practical skills needed to outperform and outthink your competition in any context. The central premise of the book is that in today's fast-paced, information-saturated world, the ability to rapidly assess situations, anticipate others' moves, and execute calculated countermeasures is the ultimate competitive advantage. The book is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 focuses on developing the fundamental cognitive skills required for effective strategic thinking. Part 2 delves into practical techniques for outmaneuvering opponents in high-stakes negotiations and competitive scenarios. Part 3 explores how to leverage psychological influence to gain the upper hand in interpersonal dynamics. In Part 1, Smith emphasizes the critical importance of pattern recognition, anomaly detection, and anticipatory thinking. He explains how to train your brain to rapidly process information, identify relevant cues, and extrapolate likely future developments. One of the book's core concepts is the OODA loop: observe, orient, decide, act. Smith breaks down this decision-making framework in detail, providing concrete methods for shortening your OODA cycle to outpace your opponents. Smith also delves into biases and cognitive blind spots that can undermine strategic thinking, offering techniques to overcome them. For example, he discusses the tendency towards confirmation bias, where people seek out and interpret information in a way that confirms their existing beliefs. To counteract this, he recommends actively seeking out disconfirming evidence and challenging your own assumptions. Another key concept is logical empathy, the ability to anticipate how others will think and make decisions. Smith explains how to develop this skill by considering multiple perspectives and imagining how opponents might respond to different scenarios. By cultivating this cognitive flexibility, you can stay one step ahead of your rivals. In Part 2, the book explores specific tactics for outmaneuvering competitors in high-stakes negotiations and other adversarial situations. Smith covers a wide range of strategies, from exploiting information asymmetries and leveraging time pressure to deploying diversionary tactics and preemptive strikes. One key tactic is the Trojan horse approach, covertly introducing ideas or options that subtly advance your agenda. For example, you might suggest a seemingly innocuous compromise that actually sets the stage for a more favorable outcome down the line. Smith also discusses the strategic use of ambiguity, deception, and misdirection to keep opponents off balance. Another important concept is strategic positioning, manipulating the playing field to your advantage. This might involve controlling the flow of information, framing the discussion in a way that benefits you, or even physically arranging the negotiation environment to subtly influence the other party. Throughout Part 2, Smith emphasizes the importance of emotional intelligence and social intuition. He cautions that while these tactics can be highly effective, they must be applied judiciously to avoid ethical pitfalls or legal consequences. The book explores the moral quandaries involved and encourages readers to carefully weigh the potential ramifications of their actions. In Part 3, the book shifts to the interpersonal realm, exploring how to wield psychological influence to gain the upper hand in social dynamics. Smith delves into the science of persuasion, outlining techniques for building rapport, triggering emotional responses, and subtly nudging people towards desired outcomes. A central concept is the double bind, presenting opponents with a choice between 2 undesirable options, both of which advance your interests. For example, you might tell someone, "If you don't agree to my proposal, I'll have to take it to my boss, who is much less likely to be as reasonable." This forces them to choose between 2 unfavorable alternatives, while making you appear more amenable and reasonable by comparison. Smith also covers methods for undermining opponents' confidence, sowing seeds of doubt, and exploiting their cognitive biases. For instance, he discusses the anchoring bias, where people tend to rely heavily on the first piece of information they receive. By strategically framing the initial terms of a negotiation, you can subtly influence the other party's expectations and negotiating stance. Throughout Part 3, Smith emphasizes the importance of emotional intelligence and social intuition. He stresses that while these influence techniques can be powerful, they should be applied thoughtfully and ethically. The book explores the moral gray areas involved and encourages readers to consider the potential ramifications of their actions. One of the book's most thought-provoking sections explores the ethical considerations surrounding the strategies it teaches. Smith acknowledges the potential for misuse and emphasizes the importance of applying these techniques judiciously, with a strong moral compass. He encourages readers to carefully weigh the potential consequences of their actions and to only employ these strategies in service of legitimate goals. Overall, How to Outmaneuver and Outsmart Anyone is a comprehensive and insightful exploration of the art of strategic thinking and interpersonal influence. Smith's clear, engaging writing style and extensive use of real-world examples make the book accessible and highly applicable to a wide range of contexts, from business negotiations to personal relationships. The book's key takeaways include: 1. Cultivate a strategic mindset, develop sharp situational awareness, pattern recognition, and anticipatory thinking to outpace your opponents. This includes training your brain to rapidly process information, identify relevant cues, and extrapolate likely future developments. 2. Master the OODA loop, rapidly observe, orient, decide, and act to gain a decisive edge over your competitors. Smith provides concrete methods for shortening your OODA cycle, allowing you to outmaneuver opponents. 3. Exploit information asymmetries and leverage time pressure. Use strategic positioning, diversionary tactics, and other techniques to your advantage in high-stakes negotiations and competitive scenarios. 4. Employ psychological influence techniques, build rapport, trigger emotional responses, and deploy double binds to shape others' decisions and gain the upper hand in interpersonal dynamics. 5. Consider ethical implications. Apply these strategies judiciously, with a strong moral compass, to avoid causing harm or facing legal and reputational consequences. Whether you're a business leader, entrepreneur, or simply someone looking to sharpen your interpersonal skills, How to Outmaneuver and Outsmart Anyone offers a comprehensive and practical roadmap for gaining the upper hand in any competitive scenario. By cultivating a strategic mindset and mastering a range of tactical techniques, you can outperform and outthink your competition, achieving your goals while navigating the ethical complexities involved. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of How to Outmaneuver and Outsmart Anyone by Landon T. Smith. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more analyses of influential books. See you next time.